Good day. Topic of the report is the peculiarities of using statistical data for mass valuation of agricultural lands in Ukraine on example of Kharkiv region. An obligatory component when conducting transactions with land plots is their assessment. During the activity formation of the land market, special attention is paid on the assessment of agricultural land plots, which cover almost 70% of total area of Ukraine. Two main approaches to land assessment are distinguished in Ukraine as in other countries of the world. The first one is based on expert definition, the market value of a land plot depending on its parameters, expert monetary value. The second approach includes systematical assessment of all the land plots added to the state land cadastre and conducted for the taxation, mass valuation. Methods based on the second approach have become the most popular in foreign practice. Nowadays, normative monetary value is used for aims of taxation in Ukraine, but the emerging problem caused the adopting of resolution of the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine some issues of implementation of the pilot project for mass land valuation. According to the resolution, the value cost of land plots will be determined in the geoinformational system of mass land valuation based on the mathematical statistical models. That is why the principles of using statistical data for mass land valuation is crucial issue. Mass valuation for taxation became the subject of the international valuation standards only 2005. Standard considers political, economical, technical prerequisites which are based on object, value, and are necessary for implementation of real estate taxation system. The slide presents a stage of the mass valuation process. The main source of information for mass valuation are state cadastre, registries, and informational resources, which contain data about the market of the land and other real estate. In Ukraine, for accumulation statistical information by the state services of Ukraine, for geodesy, cartography, and cadastre, the list is separate functional monitoring of land resolutions on the website. Information in the state land cadastre is presented in tabular form in Microsoft Excel format. Kharkiv region have been chosen for researching since firstly it's the leader in the total area of alienated land plots. Secondary, it's interesting how it's located relating the front line. A part of Kharkiv region is occupied by Russian Federation. Another part is actively engaged in military operations, and the third one has been deoccupied. Statistical information for the period from the 1st of July 2021 until the 31st of December 2023 was used. During this period, 38,026 transactions were registered in Kharkiv region. During the stages of processing of initial data, we removed the transaction in which there is no information about normative monetary value, the transaction value is less than normative monetary value, and the area is less than 0.2 hectares. Therefore, only 50% of the total amount have been used for this research. At the first stage, the number of agreements in districts of Kharkiv region for 2021-2023 was researched. It was determined that the total amount of transactions in 2022 is only 45% of previous states. In 2023, the number of agreements in Bohodukhiv and Lozova districts researched the pre-war number. while the amount of transaction in Krasnograd district increased almost 20.5 times. This is due to the fact that there were no military actions and no frequent missile strikes in the mentioned districts. The number of agreements in Kharkiv, Chuguyev, and Izum districts hasn't returned to the previous state and remained at the level of 40–50%, which is caused by military actions and the occupations during 2022, and also by mine contamination and increased land degradation. The same things in the Kubansk districts, where the number of agreements about land plots is only 10% of previous state, and it's still a front line, and the military action are actively conducted in this area. The price of transaction, market value, and normative monetary value were also studied. The results of research are presented in Figure 2. It was found that in research transactions with agricultural land plots, the transaction price in Kharkiv region in 2021 and 2022 was higher than normative monetary value approximately by 15%, while in 2023 the figure was 20%, which indicates an increase in demand for land. A tendency of increase in prices in comparison with the normative monetary value is viewed in Bohodukhiv, Chuguyev, and Kharkiv districts, especially in Kharkiv districts, where the prices are on average higher than the normative monetary value by 50%. That is why the main factors of pricing are geographical position of land plots regarding the front line and their normative monetary value. The results of analysis in Figure 2 help to determine the valuation zones where the transaction price either equals the normative monetary value or is slightly higher. For example, to 50%. The particulars of such territories require using of special criteria based on minimum rates, normative monetary value as the cost for taxation. On other territories, it's invisible to use statistical and mathematical models which are based on market indications for determining the marketplace price of the land plots. The statistical data available on the official site of the State Service of Ukraine for Geodesy, Cartography and Cadastre discovered a number of significant drawbacks such as lack of information and its low validity, which suggests the necessary to improve the processes of collecting, entering and processing of data for the raising this accuracy and for using them to form the models of the mass valuation. Also, the gated results highlight the necessary to change the existing approaches to taxation at the legislative level and consideration of the special status for the affected areas. Particular attention should be paid to the fact that the most available statistical models of the value in the world do not take into account the so-called black swans in the evaluation models. There are also no algorithm for quite review of models and actions aimed at minimizing losses in case of the sharp decrease in market data volumes or other change due to the impact of pandemic, natural disasters, or aimed conflict. Probably the assessment model used for taxation as well as the legislation of the countries require conducting stress tests to model the behaviors of systems in abnormal situations of long duration. Only in this way can sustainable land use be achieved.